Okay, so when did you start getting symptoms?
Had a few of them. So I think AS has lots of different symptoms generally that kind of all come together. So my first AS related symptom was probably around 5, 6 years old, and that was psoriasis. And then as I got older, other things would crop up. So when I was around 12 or 13, it was back pain and sciatica, which was always put down to 13-year-old boy growing up, growing pains, doing lots of sports, playing rugby, swimming. So that was all kind of treated as that. And then I also had stomach issues. So that was dealt with another doctor. So essentially I saw 3 different doctors for 3 different issues. And then it all kind of came to a head when I was around 16, 17. And we'd been away over Christmas, fortunately, been skiing, everything was fine. And on the way back, suddenly just ended up with the worst sciatica I've ever had in my entire life, and just ended up bedbound.
On the way back?
On the way back, in the car. We were driving and we stopped and I suddenly just could not walk.
Right.
It was really hard because there was just healthy and then not healthy and then this issue and then not this issue. And then I think kind of just gets lost. And then I'm this kind of 16, 17-year-old boy at this point, who's just trying to piece everything together and just trying to get by, essentially. You know, I had my A levels and my exams and my schoolmates and my sports, and then suddenly all this was dumped on top of me. And I think it was a mess. And then I ended up really ill. And then essentially, you know, parents had to, you know, they stepped up before, but they got to the point that it was them or my dad mainly kind of just calling the hospitals all the time, trying to chase down appointments, MRIs, X-rays, blood tests. Because
So they pushed.
And everything else suffered as a result. You know, I didn't go to school. My mum had to tutor me from home for my A levels. I was advised to take a year out to get healthy so I could sit my exams. And it was a really bad time. But then I got diagnosed. You know, a doctor looked at the whole track records over all of those years and pieced it all together and said all of these conditions that have been treated separately are actually one thing.
Right.
And it's AS.
So it's like the ending of The Usual Suspects, where they
Literally.
like see all the things and the links.
And all the links suddenly connected. And now I'm on one set of medication that treats all of it.
Right.
And I look back and I go, that could have been so simple. But fortunately, you know, one doctor saw it all, pieced it all together, put me on the right medication. And I mean, I'm not even over exaggerating here. Within a month of starting the medication I'm on now, I was basically healthy.
Right.
And, you know, I've had to work on myself to get healthy. And I think those lessons as well teach you a lot about life. Like, nothing is guaranteed. And I think a lot of people take their health for granted as one of those guarantees. And if you've had it taken away and suddenly restored, suddenly has a lot more value to you. And I think I live life a lot better now because of it.
You flipped it and you're doing
Everything I can.
Ultra marathons?
Ultra marathons, triathlons, rock climbing.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Life's short, unfortunately short. But I think it's also just this attitude change of like, I don't want to be told that I can't do something. I'm going to do it. Yes, there are considerations I have to take into account, like how much of an impact will that have longer term. I still consult my doctors with it. I let them know what I'm doing. But ultimately, you know, I feel like my health has a lot more value to it now, and I kind of want to maximize every part of it for all that it's worth. I want to milk it